I hope you guys are ready. This is one of the live streams that go in to the history books, guys. We are reopening US&A, guys. We are reopening. This is historic. We are opening in California, and this means we are reopening Tesla, guys. So welcome to this live stream, and thank you very much for tuning in. And tonight, at least here in Dubai, I welcome you to this main story tonight. Tesla is reopening, and as always, if you're new here, make sure to smash that thumb up button. This helps the mighty YouTube algorithm rhythm is the dancer to help to reach more investors out there. And thank you very much to decide your Friday to switch in for maybe a half an hour where we're discussing the reopening of Tesla and the whole economy. Now guys, what a week. What a week. First of all, if you're new here, make sure to let me know in the comments from where you are watching from, and let me know in the comments. This is what I want to know today as question of the day. Are you invested into Tesla or are you not? And if you're considering to, this would be funny to know. So let's have a look who's in already. We have more than 20 people already just switched on. We have Seattle, we have Montreal, we have London, two of our members, QShootube and Mario, and we have Charlie is actually saying I'm out of sync. Funny to know. So it seems I'm in sync. Let me know if video and sound is aligned. Seems to be. Singapore is also here. So very, very exciting week. As you know, not only for this channel, or let me quickly update you on the channel. We are currently introducing a new format here on this channel, breaking news. I don't know if you've seen it already, but sometimes I just come out of the blue, as you can see here, and just talk about some breaking news on the market. I think this is a great addition. Just 10 minutes short clips about something like today was the job report. This morning was the Uber stock just went up 10% after hours. This kind of breaking news that can give you a better investment edge. And this is all it about, right? To have the edge to invest better. And before we diving into the main topic, which is Tesla reopening, and Elon Musk is very happy about it, apparently, as he was tweeting. I want to first talk about the whole week, because it was something very exciting. We had earnings from some of my investments, or I hope your investments as well. Beyond Meat, a company that I'm almost, I think a couple of weeks before, a couple of months actually already recommend, because I just think that they will revolutionize the food business, and it's another growth stock in my portfolio. I think that they having a tremendous product, terrific meat alternative. I tried it out once, the real deal, and once the Beyond Meat deal, and I have to say the Beyond Meat was better. Maybe I'm not a perfect cook and I don't have the Weber grill barbecue place, but I definitely really enjoyed Beyond Meat. So try it out. I always recommend, if you invest in something, try it out. See what people are saying about the product in forums, in specialized areas, website, dark web, whatever you want to look up to. Let me also swing a little bit into the week. We had Uber as well, though they had, in my personal opinion, very bad numbers, still going up, and we will have a look into the market right now before it's closed in a couple of minutes. We had Roku. We had, gosh, so many earnings. Let me know in the comments which earnings I missed as well. Which earnings we talked about. So Beyond Meat, Uber, yeah, there was a couple more quite interesting this week. However, let's have a look into the market, because I just read the news that we went back positive year to date on the Nasdaq. Can you imagine? After the biggest health crisis ever, we had the fastest crash ever, and now we have the fastest recovery and are positive on the Nasdaq as of this moment. But let's have a look if this is Fugazi or this is really true. So let's have a look into the market. Quickly through my watch list here. Virgin, one stock that I will make a full vlog about on Monday. So not tomorrow. Sunday is Tesla Sundays as always, and then we will have on Monday a special vlog about Virgin Galactic Holdings. If you're interested, make sure to stay tuned. Then Beyond Meat, another positive day. Look how much they gained after the earnings. I think this is the earnings day. So we gained 35%, guys. 35% for this growth stock. Amazing run for this, obviously benefiting of the current situation as well, because we are having problems in the food supply, especially meat. Also, Tesla is just running and running and running, similar to Forrest Gump. No stop inside. Beginning of the month, we still were at like 550-ish, and then went up 49% this month, or the last 30 days. Unbelievable, guys. Congratulations to all Tesla investors. Amazon is just plus minus 0. Win is big today. And then the S&P is also up this week, I think, quite significantly. Let's have a look. 2,800 we started and ended up about 2,930 something. Same for Dow Jones, pretty positive week. And I just read somewhere that it's the most hated bull run maybe ever. Why? Because so many are expecting another crash, and I think there's too much positivity now in the market, or there is positivity in the market that pushes the market up higher. And you can see here also that which stock we wanted to talk about real quick. I think it was the Nasdaq as an index. Let me have a look here, Nasdaq, and then let's have a look over the last 6 months. And let's have a look, what does it say? From the 1st January. Yeah, we are, for the year to date, 0.3% up, guys. This is an unbelievable recovery that I, in this pace, have never seen before. So this is really beautiful recovery, and we see, never ever come to the idea to fight the Fed, because the Fed can be so creative with money. They can be so generous. Can you say generous? I don't know if you let me have a look if I have this here. No, it's not prepared, unfortunately. But usually I have this fat guy, Jerome Powell, who is printing the money. But sometimes I need to, Apple is great, but they put so much into the cloud that you need to download it back, so it went back to the program. But they want to put everything into the cloud that you buy the cloud services. You remember? Apple is going to be the service company. So very, very interesting what they do. But let's talk about our main topic, guys. Our main topic is Tesla and the reopening of Tesla. Now, there was also a big news this week for Elon Musk, that he went again to the Joe Rogan podcast, and I made the full vlog or live stream or a breaking news episode I made about this. So if you want to know the highlights, make sure to scroll in my channel, in my videos. I'm posting now almost 4 or 5 pieces of content out there for you guys, so to make sure that you don't miss anything. So if this is not worth a like, then I don't know. And if you're new here, obviously make sure to subscribe to this beautiful channel. And I want to dive real quick into the Joe Rogan podcast. The Joe Rogan podcast is something which is very important, because some very interesting people are coming to this podcast. And what they do, they talk about the future, they talk about their lives. And this is what Elon Musk did again. And he talked about this possession thing. And I think this is something interesting to pick up. He said that once you have possessions and follow this kind of dream or vision that he has, this to bring us sustainability in terms of energy and transportation, but also want to bring us to Mars, there's a lot of people, short sellers, Tesla short sellers, that saying, what this billionaire is saying, right? He has the biggest houses in LA, he has, this fancy car, so whatsoever. And that's why he said, I rather go to Mars than having all these fancy things, right? He loved to build a house that is very futuristic or whatsoever, but he thinks that to bring us to Mars is even more important. And he talked about also Neuralink, so very important. If you want to check out this episode, make sure to scroll through my channel after this live stream. So let's have a look into the reopening. This is, let me just prepare the screen for ya, so I can show you the main article that made this live stream happen. So special thanks to Tasmanian. He wrote an article here. Tesla Fremont factory to reopen today afternoon, emailed by Elon Musk to employees. And actually what made it here the overall situation is that slowly USA is trying to reopen, obviously because this hit is the biggest hit on the economy ever, and we need to reopen to not look very bad financially. So also now I think Tesla was closed since the last week of March. So you can imagine 1 week in March, 1 week in May are 2 weeks, plus the 4 weeks in April. So 6 weeks in total we lost from the total 12 weeks of the Q2. So half of it is gone, okay? And I think at least we need another week or two to come to the most important capacity that Tesla can produce in Fremont. And the news actually started here. California is led by data and science. Based on our progress, we will begin to gradually move into stage 2 this Friday. Some sectors where there are a lower risk of transmission will be able to adapt and reopen with modifications. This will include some retail and manufacturing logistics. And then he further went into the details, which is today California released guidance for some lower risk industries to begin reopening. Start tomorrow. Places like clothing stores, bookstores, florists, sporting goods. Do you guys think, now honestly speaking, as we are under us here and in the Wolf of Dubai community, do you think, guys, someone will go now to the clothing stores? I mean, I highly doubt that we need that brand new dress to stay at home mostly, or the brand new bookstore. I even didn't know that bookstores still exist since we have Amazon, but apparently in California. So we have also the florists. Yeah, if you want to buy some flowers to your better half, then obviously this is important. And sporting goods, yeah. I mean, I don't know if this is like essential businesses. However, along with manufacturing and logistics, associated can start to reopen. And then Elon Musk obviously was very happy with a yeah, obviously here. So let's continue, because there's also an internal email by Elon Musk. As usual, sometimes this gets leaked, and this is important here to understand that he is quickly reacting, and obviously he is the kind of guy who will push the whole Tesla stuff to be at their highest outcome as soon as possible. He was also the guy who latest closed his facilities down. I could imagine Elon Musk standing in front of this, or in front of his facility, and just keeping the doors open. However, he wrote to his employees via email, in light of Governor's Newsom statement earlier today approving manufacturing in California, we will aim to restart production in Fremont tomorrow afternoon. I will be on the line personally helping wherever I can. However, if you feel uncomfortable coming back to work at this time, please do not feel obligated to do so. These are difficult times, so thanks very much for working hard to make Tesla successful. Now, you have to understand that also this is something that he wrote. Here's something more. Let me just, I don't know if this is also part of Tesla, of this email. Health officers will continue working in collaboration with local elected officials, community and businesses leaders to find ways to reopen more businesses and activities safely, while sustaining the process we have made to reduce the spread of the situation. We will continue to work with our community and business leaders to accomplish careful, measured progress that allows us to maintain our gains as we move forward to further reopening and better times ahead. I think this is just a general statement. Here by Alameda County, where Fremont factory is located. This is the the responsible county that makes the rules for the reopening. So so also this is something that Elon Musk said on the podcast, that he feels like it should be optional to people, if they don't feel good to come back to work, to stay at home, rather than putting forcefully lockdowns down to make everybody successful staying at home. But there's also Tesla Human Resources head Valerie Capers Workman, a great name for a human resources head, in a letter to employees said the factory would resume limited operations Friday, bringing back around 30% of the employees that would normally be working on a given shift. Employees recalled to work and agreed to appear will have to undergo training on the new security protocol. So as you can see, I think they will need another week or two to also, train everybody, to make sure that everybody is safe, to maybe sanitize all the equipment and areas, and everything need a little bit of time to get back to normal. But with time, this is obviously huge, guys, huge positive news. And however, what does it mean for Q2? This is the big question, right? Because if the Q2 was half closed and is half handicapped, let's say it this way, then obviously I cannot imagine how this, apparently we are in sync today, so this makes me very happy. Then it's basically the most important to see how this Q2 will be guided by the analysts, because it's always, and I always say this the same way, on Wall Street, it doesn't matter if the numbers are good or bad, or it matters obviously, but it matters more to go for a stock up and down for the expectations. So if we are set very, very low expectations and Tesla can beat those, because we know that the Tesla stock will go up in future, but for the Q2 earnings, it will be important what the expectations is. And when the expectations are very, very low, even lower what, Tesla could beat, that could be possible even in these bad times for Tesla. I would love to have a look into the chat and just have a look which questions we have and who is here tonight or during the day. So we have Lisbon here, Estonia. We have Long Island, New York, Germany. We have Barcelona. We have Canada. We have... What else we have? We have Sweden. We have... Let me have a look. We have Israel as well. Lisbon. Guys, I'm so happy, that we are so international at this point. And Atlanta as well, dear Kai, our regular. Let's have a look. What questions we could go into. I saw something about, I think here, DRK said something quite funny here. Did anyone who has shares in Tesla break into a sweat when they heard Elon was on Rogan's podcast? I think this was a quite interesting view of things. I think some Tesla investors, when they heard that Tesla is going into the podcast, then they were a little bit of shaky, but it was good. I really liked it. I felt like Elon Musk was a good mood, very physical, also good, relaxed, in a good mood, not like overworked how he sometimes looked, and I really liked it. And I think afterwards many Tesla investors just they watched it and said not bad at all. So I think, in the end, everything went well for Tesla investors. Oh, there's a crazy theory that I want to jump into that I saw on the internet about the recent tweet of Elon Musk, right? So there's a couple of conspiracy events out there about the Elon Musk retweet, and the stock is too less, in my opinion. There's the theory that he just, said what he said, but there's also the reason that, things are also with the selling of the possessions that he has, that he wants to show, money is not important for me, guys. Money is not important for me. And this is something maybe he wanted to show. However, there's also some voices out there that he gets now soon his bonus or his payment for the first compensation package that he gets. And apparently he can decide when the stock price is counted after a certain amount of period, and this period just ended, and he, with this 10% down for the stock price, impacted that he will get less or have to pay less money in tax. So let me know, guys, what do you think about that? Do you think is this even legal, guys? Maybe some people from the US have to answer that. I have no idea, and I think definitely it's not the I think it's still in the law area of the SEC, but still I think there's also more involved. But let's see, he is a very smart guy, never bet against Elon Musk. There's some people saying Elon Musk and his midlife crisis. He just got a child, by the way. He just got the next child. I think he has already 20 childs or something like that. So he has lots of kids. Okay, there's someone who's asking for advice, guys. Mac in INV, I think that means the investor. So, I haven't got into Tesla yet. Please help me with advice. Want to buy Tesla stock, but the price is very high. If you had cash and wanted to buy Tesla, how would you do it? Would you wait, or would you buy now? Now, this is one of the most asked questions. And Mac, if you are a long-term investor, then the price that you get now in the next couple of months don't really matter, because in the end you cannot time the market anyway. I made just a big vlog about all the recent Tesla questions, so make sure to check out that. But also make sure that there is never a perfect time to buy a stock, or at least you cannot exactly bull-eye it. But what I can assure you is that what you can do is dollar averaging. Let's say you have $7,000 to buy Tesla stock. Now you could buy about 9 stocks. And you could also buy every month one stock, depending on your charges, obviously. If you pay like $15 per share or transaction, then don't do that, But I think you can buy, 3 shares every month. And then if it's going down, then you still have a great average price. And if it goes up, you still have an average price that's going a little bit up, But you don't get into the trap that you put everything on one time into the stock, and it goes down 20%, and then you will be very sad, However, I think Tesla stock is one of the greatest stocks for the long term anyway. So this short term fluctuations are not so interesting. DRK say it's the sixth son of Elon Musk. There's also a political question here. Biden isn't going to make it to November. This will be quite interesting. If Biden should win the election, then I think that's negative for the stock price, for the stock prices or the stock market in general. Having Donald Trump as the president is, I think, very positive for the stock market. More I cannot say, because I'm not interested into politics that much, or even have the knowledge to be part of a discussion with you guys here. And we said this is in Tesla only live stream tonight. So let's have a look what else we have here. Let me have a look. So Joker is saying it should be legal, otherwise it would be highly surprising. Yeah, I think also, I think Elon Musk has, like a lawyer team that supports and I don't think he's that, let's say, naive to make the same mistake twice with the SEC. He saw that this is hurting Tesla and the investors, and I think that's why it's important for Elon Musk to not make those mistakes a couple of times. But, who knows? Who knows? We definitely will know the next days and weeks here on Wolf of Dubai. Thank you very much for tuning in. I think that's it. You know now everything what you need to know about the reopening of Tesla. And if you just switched on, make sure to just rewind and watch this live stream. It was hell of a fun, guys. I wish you a great Friday and a weekend, but as soon as in a couple of hours we will see each other anyway again. So stay tuned, subscribe, and thumb up. Obviously, don't forget that this is very helpful for the YouTube algorithm. Thank you.